before I move to the next lecture, which is integer and double input, I quickly want to show you something. We printed this variable here which stores the user input using this $sign and curly brackets. We can as well print this without using this curly brackets and $sign, only if we don't have this here. Maybe we don't want to add any other text or words inside the same place. That's when we can just print only this name without including a curly bracket. So like I said earlier, it's because there are some other things we are writing. That is why it is a special character, so we need to use this $sign and curly bracket to call this. So we can see I can still come at the back of this, I can still write some other thing. We can say welcome the user inputs, whatever the user inputs. I will say we are pleased to have you here. Okay, so when we still run this code again, you can see that when I enter my name as Frank and when I hit enter, it says welcome Frank, we are pleased to have you here. Okay, so there are some situations in which I can just print only this Frank without adding any what's it called, without adding any curly bracket or $sign. So I could have just said print name. Oh, sorry, I'll say print name, then I'll just add my semicolon. So when I get rid of this and run the code again, you'll see that it's only going to print the name or whatsoever I enter. It just printed the name, which is Frank. If I run this code again and enter any other name, let's say Wilson, it's going to return Wilson. Then in a situation whereby you just want to write some other stuff, maybe welcome Frank or whatsoever, welcome or whatsoever, that is when we need this. So here I will add this, then I'll say welcome, then at the end here I will still add this again. So when we print this now, we are not going to get whatsoever that is stored in here because we did not use those special characters to write this name. So when I hit enter here, you just see welcome name. Are you getting it? So when I then come here, add this special character, which is $sign, add a curly bracket, also come here and close the curly bracket. So when I then print this, we have our name printed out. So it says welcome Frank. I'll move to the next lecture, which is integer, collecting the user input for integer and double. So I will say int, then I'll add a question mark to check if it's not label, then I'll give it any variable name. So I can say num1, then I'll say num1 is equal to, then I'll say int dot pass, and I'll open the parenthesis. Then inside this parenthesis, this is where I am going to call this standard input, which is stdin. So let me quickly show you. I'll say standard input, so which is also stdin. So here what I'll do is inside this place I will then say stdin dot readline sync. This is readline sync here. Then open and close parentheses. Then now this code is not going to run, it's going to be returning error. So why? Is because this is not nullable. Remember, when beginning we'll just check if it's nullable. So because it's an integer or a double stuff, we need to check if it's nullable or not. So at the end here, before closing this, we can come here and enter an exclamation mark. So we'll enter this here, and at the end here we'll enter our semicolon. So we can just change this to enter a number. Okay, so when we run this code, it will ask us to enter a number, and when we enter 30, nothing is going to come out, nothing is going to show, because we did not ask the computer to do any other thing after executing this code. So when I hit enter, it stops executing, nothing happens again. So I'll quickly come down here and print it out and say print, let's say we'll say your number is number 1, your number is, then we'll use the special sign of dollar, then we'll come here and say number 1. Then at the back here we'll add our semicolon. So when we run this code again and we enter 30, so you say your number is 30. So it's just a common thing and a basic something that we needed to understand in computer data programming. Then talking about a double data type, you can as well come here and change this to double. Then we'll come down, we also change this one to double. So when we'll try to run this code again, so remember that this data type has to do with 2 decimal numbers. So I will say 3.5. So when I hit enter, it says your number is 3.5. So that's just all for this. Check out the next lecture where I'm talking more about all this and where I am using them to do something that is more advanced.